deal with hearing loss and hearing aids. I know, kind of like what's boring, but no, it's not. And it has always been one of the most frustrating technologies. My grandmother refused to wear hers, even though it helped her hear, due to constant feedback, discomfort, and endless complications. Digital health has changed all of this. And our next presenter has a very personal story, which is some of my most favorite things to be able to bring to the show. He's summited Mount Rainier over 185 times and led trips to the highest peaks from Mexico to Nepal. Wynn Whitaker struggled for years with escalating hearing loss. Let's invite him to the stage, give him a warm round of applause, to share his most important story of how digital health changed his life. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. My name's Wynn Whitaker, and I live in Ashford, Washington, which is about 2 hours from Seattle, Washington, just outside of the Mount Rainier National Park. I'm a mountain guide and was pretty much born into climbing in the mountains. Let's see how this works. I came from a mountaineering family. My Uncle Jim was the first American to summit Mount Everest in 1963. And my father is Lou. He was the one that started Rainier Mountaineering, the guide service up on Mount Rainier, which I ended up working with. I climbed Mount Rainier for the first time when I was 12. And this is on the Muir Snowfield with a buddy of mine, which is partway up Mount Rainier. I am also a husband and a musician and a gadget lover. I own a hotel, and with my wife Sarah, I also co-founded and we started the Rainier Independent Film Festival, in a little festival up in Ashford, and we're in our 12th year. We all know that audio is pretty much half of a film. I equip and train people from all over the world. I like to share the experience and get people outdoors. Being up in the mountains is really, that's where I first noticed this issue that was happening with my hearing loss. Whether it was gearing up people in the rental shop or actually outdoors and teaching them via climbing school. There's only so many times that you can endure not being able to hear exactly the question being asked, and I'm having to say again. What? How many ways can you say I'm not understanding what you're saying? I didn't like that. Again, with the 40 million Americans having some kind of hearing loss, I came to grips and understood that I do have an issue here and I need to take care of it. I had a hearing test at a local fair, which pretty much confirmed what I already knew. I do like gadgets. I like to be connected. I love listening to and making music. I knew that if I was going to take the plunge into the hearing aids, they had to be cool. They had to, being a musician, I like to be able to tweak the parameters. And I knew someone was going to do that at some point. I came across an article in Business Week 4 years ago that Resound was working with Apple in making the first made for iPhone hearing aid. And I thought, that's exactly it. The next day, I got an appointment with an audiologist that set me up. Walking out of that office, outside, it had been raining, and my tennis shoes on the wet cement, that noise that you hear, I hadn't heard that, I can't remember in how long. Getting home to my wife, walking in and on a hardwood floor, my tennis shoes are squeaking. And I said, Sarah, has this always been like this? Are my shoes this loud? And our floor has some really creaky spots in there. We built our house. I'm like, who did that? She said, oh yeah, your shoes are loud, and yeah, we have some issues with a little creaky floor there. So now I not only can hear better, which keeps me the ability to teach people and keep them safe up in the mountains, but my hearing aids are able to let me do the things that I love, being with my friends, playing music, traveling around the world to different mountains. The issue, being 2 hours from Seattle, my audiologist, to make an appointment takes basically a whole day. The traveling time, our hearing changes, so that's something that needs to be done as far as little tweaks and whatnot. So that's a whole day, driving into Seattle, coming back out. Many people will just put it off and say, you know what, I can live with what I have. But now, with our devices and being plugged into the cloud, these hearing aids, I'm able to contact the audiologist, have her make adjustments, goes up to the cloud, comes down to my phone, and the adjustment is made. And so it's all done remotely. The telemedicine solution. It's awesome. I had the chance to utilize it in my recording studio, and so now I can be at home in the studio. I can be down in South America if something is going weird with the sound. I can just contact via the cloud. She can make the adjustment, and we're good to go. Unlike most people that you've heard from today, I'm not a healthcare executive or an inventor. I'm actually one of the people out there in the real world utilizing this technology, utilizing what you are cooking up and inventing and making. We're all connected through our devices, but the way these hearing aids that I'm in right now, the way they're connected gives me a freedom that lets me overcome my hearing loss and keep doing the things that I love. And it's a huge deal. And it's also an exciting sign of the things to come, actually. That's it.